this is so good that we have preseason games now. Last year, I mean, it was horrible for us on special teams because we couldn't evaluate. We had the release guys last year that we thought, I mean, we never really knew if they could play or not. It's unfortunate. So this year, with the preseason games, that's the only time that we really get to evaluate guys on teams. We don't do anything live out here at practice. So we find out if guys can cover, if they can block, they can tackle out here during preseason games. Jody's really stepped it up. He put on like 20 pounds of muscle, and you can see it. You can see it in his play. He's playing a lot bigger. He's playing with a lot more confidence, and the same thing's going on special teams. He's holding up guys, stronger. He doesn't look like a wide receiver anymore. He looks like a tight end. So he's really stepped it up, and he's a guy. He's definitely one guy that I'm looking forward to seeing.
What about Devin Key?
Devin Key's another one. Obviously, being a young guy, it's going to be important that he goes in here and makes plays on special teams because he's really not in a battle for maybe a 1 or 2 spot, but maybe a 3rd spot, and it's going to come down to special teams, what he can do there, and he's definitely that guy.
From a return standpoint, is it fair to say Nicole on punt and Byron, maybe on kick to start every?
Yeah, we're going to start off with the way we ended last year. I think both of those guys have improved, because we had OTAs. We didn't have that last year. We have OTAs, and now we're having camp, and they're really developed on some of their weaknesses. They're getting better, catching, seeing the ball and catching it coming forward. And I think both of them are going to take a good step forward.
Who are your top gunner options right now, do you feel?
Yeah, right now it's Marcus Kemp and Pringle. I'm trying to work Bo Pete Keys into the mix. If he can step it up as a corner, on defense, and then as well as being a good gunner for us. I mean, he has a real good shot at being a player for us. So it's going to come down to the preseason games.
Dave, Kelsey used the word for McCole, maturity.
Yes.
Have you seen that from him?
No question. And that's exactly the way I want to explain it too. I mean, he's just taking a lot more serious. He's taking every rep to get better. Instead of just catching the ball just to catch it, now he's catching it with a purpose. And it makes it, and every one of them that he catches, he's doing that, and that makes a big difference.
Dave, Kemp is having a really good camp as a wide receiver, but can you elaborate more on his importance in the special teams unit?
He's always been, for the last what year is this for him now? 5 or 4 or 5? I mean, he's always been a solid special teams player. That's not going to change, and he has the right mentality. He's not going to all of a sudden that he's making more plays on offense not be a good special teams player. So, we're fortunate to have a guy like Kemp that can come in, be a good teams player for me, and then come in and be a solid guy that they can go to on offense. So it's good to see him making big plays out there.
So 3 days of padded practices, now you're off, you have a day off tomorrow, and today was kind of a light day. What's your assessment of your unit through the...
Yeah, right now I think we're ahead of the game, mainly because we had a full off season, and we got a really good start, in training camp. And the guys are flying around, and there's a lot of competition. And competition breeds good players, and they understand that special teams for those down the line positions is going to be the key for those guys. So I'm really looking forward to the preseason games, and it's going to be the telltale for who makes the team and who doesn't. Yeah, Mike Hughes is a guy that he's going to surprise a lot. He's a really good returner. I mean, he's got great returner skills, and he hasn't really been tapped in that department. And we've been working him back there as a punt returner and as well as a kick returner. We're gonna get him in there and see what he can do, and he's been really impressive in practice. So, he's also played some gunner for us. He's played some corner. He's done everything we asked of him. He's not, looking down on special teams. He's accepting every role that we put him in, and he's been a great teammate and a good addition to our team.
Dave, what have you seen from Barry Shepard as a returner?
He's solid. That's what he is. He's a punt returner, kick returner. I mean, he's going to make our team because of what he does there. So he's going to get a lot of reps in the preseason games. And if he shows up there, if he doesn't make our team, he's going to help himself make another team. So, yeah, we'll start the point system as soon as the preseason games start. Yep, and that we grade every player on every play, and they understand that, that everything is graded. They know they can't take a play off.